Okay, it is 5 p.m., Monday, April 13th, 2015, and this is the regular village board meeting, which was postponed from April 1st because of the election. And could I have roll call and pledge, please?
Roger Bichkowski.
Present.
Robert Gajewski.
Here.
Doug Prentice.
Present.
Richard Stachinski. Robert Van Lannen.
Here.
Gerald Wykovich. And Reed Woodward.
Here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented and to include the amended agenda items 16A and 16B?
So moved.
Second by Roger. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, open a public hearing on ordinance 536-15 and ordinance to rezone tax parcel VPPI 120 owned by Pulaski Line Development Incorporated LLC, Elmoran, Lot 1, 57 CSM 14. The existing zoning is currently A1 agricultural. Current use is as agricultural field, the old farmstead. Proposed zoning district request is B2 Highway Business District. A 35-unit cobblestone hotel and suites is proposed on that western half of the property, more or less 2 acres. The eastern half of the property, more or less 2 acres, will be future commercial development. The property to the north contains commercial development, and the property to the south is conceptually planned to develop from agricultural use to multifamily or commercial development. That's long enough for you?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion by Doug. Second by Richard. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm not sure who I asked to talk first. I guess Bill would be the right one.
Yeah, the board received, the village received this petition to rezone. This is an outgrowth of the annexation of the property. It was zoned agricultural when it was in the town of Pittsfield, and it was left that way when it came in, and that's kind of a standard practice. It's given a temporary zoning when it comes in until it gets to the point of development. Obviously, we're at that point now, and so now it's appropriate to rezone it to the appropriate zoning classification for its intended use. So that's why this is here. Just one more step in the process of developing that property. It's pretty standard practice. So that's what this ordinance will do. It will rezone it from ag to B, to highway business. B2.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Al, do you have anything you wish to say?
Not really. I mean, it's obviously been in the plans for quite a while, and it's just the next step so that we can get started.
It's my understanding that
I'm sorry?
your state plans are going to be approved on what date?
May 10th right now. We might be able to move it up a little bit. The state has been out quite a ways. Apparently, business is getting good again for contractors, and there's a lot more things happening, so it's taking a little longer to get the state-approved plans, but right now our schedule is for May 10th. You could probably get an early start permit about a week before that for the foundation. So we're ready to roll.
We're happy you're ready to roll.
Yeah.
I heard that a long time ago, last November.
Is this the original plan now, Roger, rumors this building is being moved closer to the highway?
No,
No.
absolutely no change.
So why did we have to go back to the state for reapproval if we did this how many times over and over
It
again?
didn't have to go back to the state. It just never, when we had our final set of plans and everything else got approved, including the TIF and all of that stuff, then we gave the go-ahead to actually draw the final plans. Cost $35,000 to draw the plans, and we didn't want to spend that kind of money until we had annexation done along with TIF district approved and everything else. So So it's taken Bayland about 6 weeks to draw the plans. And then their state appointment is on the 10th of May.
I know the state's been running behind chronically.
So technically, this is just a formality to approve this, and it's a common practice. That's the way it's done.
This is kind of a unique situation, because normally you have to notify all the adjoining property owners. Well, there he is. So,
Now, how's this going to affect us with this payment schedule we had done, that was supposed to be February 12th, and now it probably won't be till when?
well, I'm projecting we don't borrow anything until probably July now.
But what happens when the interest rate goes up?
That's always an issue.
And then really good stuff with that, because we had really committed ourselves in January for this project.
Jody, we've got an appointment with Sam next week?
I do not have an appointment with Sam. We've talked about it
Yeah.
back and forth. We don't have anything concrete yet. And he
Initially, we
won't
thought we
quote
would
me.
have to access that money in May. Now, we
Right.
probably won't need it until July. But we don't, if the interest rates are going to go up, yes, we'll try to lock it in ahead of time.
What's the completion date now?
About September 1st.
Well, that's actually kind of nice in our favor. It'll still come onto the tax roll at the same time, but we'll have less time in between borrowing the money and starting to pay that money back. Or start receiving tax income, tax revenue on it.
Other questions by the board? I know nothing ever happens as quick as you hope. So, it looks like we're on track for beginning in early May, and the completion is going to be before Polka Days, unfortunately. Okay, could I have a motion to close the floor?
So moved.
To a public hearing by Doug,
I'll second it.
second by Bob Kieski. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5, to open the public hearing, request for a conditional use permit for David Zernicke, DSJ Distributing LLC, for use of parcel VP-39-5 at 234 West Town Road, Pulaski, Wisconsin, currently zoned as B2 Highway Business. The application request to allow a wholesale distribution facility with the storage of various frozen products and a food pantry. It is presently being used as a garage and / storage.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
By Doug,
Second.
second by Bob Van Anen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Bill?
Again, it's a aspect of the zoning of the property. Its current zoning is such that in order for its use as under B2, you would have to have a conditional use permit, and that's what this hearing is for, to determine what conditions should be put on that conditional use permit, if granted.
Zernicke intends to run his dairy business. Here's Mr. Zernicke, just at the appropriate time. Would you want to explain what your plans are, how much traffic is going to be created, et cetera?
Want me to come up there?
Yeah. This is Mr. Dave Zernicke.
Hi, everybody, sorry, too many appointments, I guess, no excuse other than that. I have purchased the N-site building on West Town Road, and I intend to operate my distribution business out of there. I'm a one truck, one horse operator. I get 3 semis a week, 2 are during the day. I'm in and out of there maybe once or twice a day. It's gonna look like nobody's really around ever, so, but I'll be there. I don't know.
The pantry?
The pantry, I'm sorry, the food pantry will be coming on board too. They needed a place. I had some extra space there, so they'll be coming on board. They are there twice a month on Tuesdays for, I believe it's like 3 or 4 hours. I don't know exactly how they operate, but they're really set in on their program. But that's what I was told, that they're there on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, twice a month. People are in and out with product, shelving product and stuff, but that's all inside. There's nothing really major there at all, so.
What about the drop-offs for the food, people donating to the pantry? How often do they come?
Well, I think what they're thinking of doing, this is just preliminary, but this was a thought that they're gonna have like a set hour or 2, maybe a couple times a week or once a week when someone is there, so that they can receive it, bring it in, put it away, whatever they do, so. Because now they come, they bring stuff to school and it's all sitting there, whatever, and then the gal has to go and put it away, but that's their plan. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, well, since our house is directly across from your establishment.
Okay, nice to meet you. I was wondering.
You're doing business there already, right?
No, that's all improvements there, all of that equipment will be gone.
No, but your milk truck is there.
I go there to check up on them, yes,
Okay.
on a regular basis, yes.
Is this meeting just a formality because you already have remodeled and done a lot of work already, so, is this, we're here just as a
We are
formality?
following the statutory requirements to the letter. And there was 3 notices?
There were 15 altogether with the people that were notified. Jim and Linda were one of
We
them.
mailed letters to every
This is the
adjoining
first one
property
we
owner.
got.
Yeah, we just got it.
And, that's part of the steps that are required by law.
So you said you notified how many times, and we got notified?
Well, we public notices published three
In the
times?
paper, yeah, it was in the paper, and then,
What
posting
what
places.
plans do you have in place to keep the food pantry customers off of our property? And I only ask that because I have been on the east side of Green Bay when Paul's Pantry is open, and I sure don't want that going on across the street, people turning around in our driveway, people smoking, drinking, doing whatever.
That will not be allowed. I can guarantee you that. I cannot comment on that because I don't know exactly their protocol, but they are very aware. We do have plenty of parking on that side. I will not be using that side of the building. None of my product or my truck or anything will be on your side of the building there. So that will be monitored. I hope Chief Hensel will help me out there.
I hope
If there is an issue of traffic, I wish I knew more about how they operated, if they all come. There is room for them inside. There will be an area inside for them. And I guess it's just an in and out. Moving in one door and out the other.
Are they gonna enter on the south side? I notice now that they're doing something on the north side of the...
North side is my side of the building. That's where my truck and the unloading and loading will all happen on that side. All their business will take part on the south side. They will go into one door and come out the new service door that we put on there. I guess it's an in and out thing. That's what I've been told.
I understand your concern because I've been to Paul's Pantry and they're lined up for blocks.
It's not true.
We have 80 families, I guess. I guess 80-some families, I'm guessing, is what the pantry has. So, and there's like a 2 or 3 hour window that they come in.
Actually about 3 or 4 hours.
Is that what it is? Okay. All the people, the volunteers or whoever that help for the pantry will park on the north side of the building. There's plenty of room for them over there, so you won't see any of those cars. And I don't know how many even have cars that even come by there. Maybe they all come together, I don't know.
Well, and that's another issue too. I mean, I'm all in favor of supporting the homeless, but seriously, I don't want them loitering, you know, it's gonna open, I forget, at 1 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon.
Like 1 to 4, I think, or 1 to 5.
And again, they line up 2 or 3 hours ahead of time in Green Bay to be in line. What are these people gonna be doing?
Well, they will have an area for them if they come early. I mean, understand now they're at the school, okay? They're on school property now. So I can't believe that they will allow them to do anything. I mean, does anybody know? How that operates?
My little experience with them, the Lions Club donates food there, and I've been dropping off items. And usually I'll go when the pantry is open, every second Tuesday it is.
Yes.
And I did go a little bit earlier before they opened, and I was surprised that there were people waiting already.
Oh, I'm sure.
Everything was orderly, and the volunteers inside were very helpful, and you're helpful for the people that come there. Over the years, Mark, have you experienced any calls there? Or?
We don't have any calls.
No. And I'd venture to say that you won't have any problems whatsoever with loitering or people turning around in your driveway or what have you. I could assure you of that. From what I've seen, the way Deb Schneider runs the pantry and her fellow volunteers, I understand your concern, and we appreciate if you would keep a watchful eye on the activities that go on there, and of course, call the police department if you see some problem.
Am I speaking now? He knows where I
When the telephone company was there and the power company and the substation, it seemed that nobody cared about it. All of a sudden, you want to put a business, everybody's uptight about it.
No, they've got a proven track record. Those
But they were doing a lot more than what everybody's thinking, the telephone company and business there. Been there for like 40 years, I was told. It's not illegal to turn on somebody's driveway, so face the facts.
I will watch, to keep an eye on it. I mean, like I said, they've been on school property for 15 years, I don't know, 20?
They started even before I retired as chief, so.
20 years ago last year, yeah.
Is that what it is? On a 20-year anniversary, there you go. And I don't know how any of that could be allowed on school property. I mean, they're there at school hours too. So I can't believe there can be any shenanigans going on to put it in
We will
some
monitor
terms.
it very carefully the first few months, I guarantee you that.
That's satisfactory as long as we have the support
And
of the board.
my delivery guys will be notified that they will, ease in, ease out, stay on the pavement. If you see anything at all, I want to hear about it, because these guys complain about everything, so I want something back at them too.
Well, in your truck, I mean, I've seen it there, but I don't hear it, I just happen to see it, so.
That's good.
That's not a problem.
I mean, I do start early in the morning, because Al can vouch for that, but to get my work done, and I will be quiet. I don't play loud music or anything, and I'm not there forever, and, but any concerns, I'm all for it. All that howling and banging you heard now is all gonna stop, so.
No,
It looks nice, can you say that at least? It looks nice, doesn't it?
nice, and it was actually
I thought it turned
exciting to watch the new power substation. We could watch the truck back up.
Just raise the value of your house, now you can pay more tax.
Can I talk to Mr. Diener about
Not my property, Tom. Mine's worthless.
Being televised that there'll be 3 semis a week coming.
3 semis a week.
Nicely semis, because they'll say, well, you said trucks,
Yes.
semis.
3 semis, and possibly, I should clarify that, I
An
guess.
ice cream truck.
An ice cream, well, it's not a semi.
Always a tandem.
So, 3 to 4 a week. And I get 1 delivery at night. on Thursday nights, the other ones come during the day, or in the evening, whatever, not at sleeping time. So I will, like I said, I will inform these guys what's up, that you're in residential now, you know, there's no reason to go racing in and out of there, and leaving their trucks run, and units running and all that, the hole and all that, so.
And that part isn't our concern.
Well, I hope not. Good.
No, was the pantry with having the people loiter. We have grandkids that stay with us quite a bit this summer, you know, ride their bike on the driveway. So that's why I'm concerned about a truck turning around in my driveway, because I have 3 little grandkids playing. And like I said, the power company and Insight have a proven track record of being respectful, quiet, and look out for the kids. They're friendly. I mean, not that you have to believe that the grandkids, but that they were walking. They were, okay, if the ice cream truck comes around, that might be okay.
He always has extra stuff on, so I'll make sure if they're out there that he stops.
So that, you know, we weren't concerned about it.
kids are you thinking?
Which house are you, ma'am? Which one are you, the 2-story?
Yeah, with the wraparound porch.
Did you just got a new roof on? Did John put a new roof on there?
For like a lot of money.
Okay.
That'd be the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I was walking the dog when you were, I think you pulled in yesterday.
Oh, okay, sure.
We're dog sitting for,
Okay.
our granddaughter.
But there are children around?
During the summertime.
During the summer, okay, I'll make mention, absolutely.
Not throughout the year, but
Okay.
I wouldn't mind if you ran over that dog.
I'm not getting in on that one.
Don't intensely do anything.
It's all good.
May I suggest that you contact Deb Schneider, and she'd be more than happy to answer your questions and give you a history on the pantry, where it was in the past, and how successful it is, and thanks to those volunteers. So we certainly don't want it to go away. They're very pleased that they got that location, so.
One more thing, I think she's planning on like having an open house at some time, so the people of the village can see it. So hopefully you'll see the notice, or they'll do something like that, and then you can see how it operates and ask the questions, or, like Roger said, ask Deb. Deb will answer anything.
And she's over at the pantry during those
On the,
hours.
Well, she's in the PACE department at school, that would be a better way to get her.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, same here.
Any other members of the audience wishing to speak? Could I have a motion to close the hearing?
Move.
By Richard,
Second.
second by Gerald. All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing is closed. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're all allowed to stay for the rest of the meeting. You're free to go if you wish.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Item number 7, to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular board meeting on March 2nd, 2015, and the special board meeting on March 25th, 2015.
So moved.
By Roger, second by Gerald. All in favor? Number 8, persons desiring to be heard. Persons desiring to be heard. Number 3, persons desiring to be heard. There being none. Item number 9 is community reports. The Joint Review Board of March 11th, 2015. This was the first meeting of the Joint Review Board for TIF District Number 4. The members that were designated, Jim Woodward representing the village, and Kirchhoff was assigned as a member from the school district, Pulaski Schools. Chuck Lamine, the Brown County planner, was put in by the county executive, Troy Starkenbach, and Clark Wagner is the NWTC board member that was appointed by NWTC, and John Syndergaard was the appointed citizen from the village. discussion was held on the proposed project plan for tax increment district number 4. And the joint review board unanimously voted unanimous to support the creation of TIF district number 4. Then later on, that same day, March 11th, 2015, the Planning and Zoning Commission held an informational recommendation to approve the tax incremental district number 4 creation project plan and the approval of the site plan and design for the Pulaski Land Development proposed hotel contingent upon Bobby Kozel's approval of the site plan and a recommendation to approve the variance for the hotel to be built closer to the road. And that's actually the back of the hotel is going to be a little closer than the ordinances require. But that's because they had to move it to fit the drainage and the ponds and all that. So it should not hamper anything by allowing that variance. And I think it's still going to be 20 feet from the road, correct?
Actually 30.
30? Yeah. And they also recommended to approve the conditional use permit for Dave Zernicky for DSJ Distributing LLC, parcel VP 39-5, location 234 West Town Road, Pulaski, Wisconsin. And Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee, March 16th, Doug?
Wanted to make mention, we are getting together again Monday, this coming Monday. That's the 21st?
20th on Monday.
At noon at Premier Community Bank. Anyone's welcome to join us. But at this last meeting, we spent quite a bit of time. We had a presentation of the athletic facilities that are being proposed. And that's a private effort to raise funds, and hopefully that goes quite well. What they proposed was just beautiful, and I think it would do a lot for the economic development of this community. Put a few more rooftops in this community for us. So, make it to the next meeting if you can.
Okay, next is the NEW Paramedic Rescue Incorporated, Board of Directors of March 23rd, 2015. Bob?
Our meeting was short, so in January we had 38 calls to 16 in the village, February was 32 with 15 in the village, and something was done, the state, first responders sent something into the state to get operated for operation, they got their license approved for that, and they want to thank everybody, they had a booyah sale and they cleared over $1,600 on their booyah sale, they want to thank everybody for doing that, so.
Good job.
And then, there was something I didn't understand, and maybe Martin would more about it, but they signed the contract for something on their telephones. When the call comes in, if they're in a building and their pagers don't work, it something buzzes on their cell phone. So that their cell phone automatically picks up a call that's coming.
It's an app, and they're doing that with,
So the fire department wanted to join them, so the fire department is splitting half of that cost. It's $250 a year for that license.
That's actually quite reasonable for the service that it is.
yeah, we looked at that last year, that's a good price for it.
Sometimes to do with that, call comes in and your telephone buzzes or
The
something.
radios don't work.
Radios might not work in certain areas where your Wi-Fi will connect to your phone and you'll get a message through the multimedia system.
There's no talking or nothing on it, just
The message, it tells you exactly where to go and what the call is, the nature of it
so
is.
it's something that they signed up for. And that was about it for us. Our regular meeting the annual meeting will be on the 27th, along with our regular meeting on the 27th.
Thank you, Bob.
Just a question on that, Mark. Would this possibly resolve the problem you would have in schools where...
This is just it's sort of like a pager, Roger, where you're getting a tone out instead of a voice, you're just getting a message. It's not a two-way communication, it's a one-way.
Okay, it's a page.
It's a push, yeah.
Yeah, that thing for those Communications Schools is still,
Still holding out there.
yeah.
I haven't heard from Cellcom yet, so we're still in limbo.
And we did have some discussions of why County Rescue and Shawano was coming in, and he's checking up on that, because they were wondering if we should staff another ambulance here, and they said, no way could amount to call if we could afford another staffing, so.
I agree with you.
They're gonna have, somebody else have to come in at times, and he's gonna check how many times in 2014 that they couldn't answer a call.
Right. Next was Tri-County Fire Department Board of Directors of March 24th. The acting chief is on disability for another 4 weeks, and the board approved I believe the elections for officers are going to be held in May. The department votes in May, and they are directed to fill the unexpired term with the chief designee that has to be approved by the board of directors after the election. So that would be to fill the unexpired term of which there's 1 year left in the term. Next is the Parks ad hoc.
I got something. I see a lot of vehicle repairs. That because stuff is getting older or what?
Yeah, they really have a lot of trouble with that ladder truck. There's lots and lots of repairs on that. It's constantly dropping the bucket. They've spent probably over $100,000 on a vehicle since they bought it.
There's a lot of repairs, but just older or nobody taking care of it.
There's a reason that the larger communities only keep them like 10 years.
Yeah, Deep Pier had one, they originally had one from Deep Pier, and I don't know where the last one was purchased, but a lot of them rotate them out before they start to cost money.
Yeah.
This was a used one, and how old was it, Mark, when?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No idea, but I know that it's a very expensive piece of apparatus.
Yes.
You couldn't drive 25 miles an hour, it said jumped over the road. It was bobbing all the time. I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Why do we go all the way out to Greenville to a fire? One of the fire calls is way to Greenville. My God, that's 45 minutes. You need to save a barn by driving that far.
Well, that's the way they got that set up.
Yeah, with that mutual aid.
Yeah, but it's kind of ridiculous to go that far. Well, next thing you go to Milwaukee.
Hilbert was here for the downtown fire.
Hilbert, Redstone, New Franklin, they're all here.
They were probably on Green Day yesterday, huh?
They probably were, yeah.
Mark, what is that, Mavis,
Yeah, the Mavis stuff is fire, but, law enforcement's going that route too, just to try to save them money. Because what you're doing is you're utilizing, instead of hiring more people, they utilize other agencies to fill in.
Like Green Bay, they don't have hardly any water trucks.
No, because they got all hydrants.
So that's how come we get called, because we've got water trucks, And that's usually what ends up going first out of here is the water truck.
There's a lot that goes into that pre-planning.
right. And of course, in the past, they had mutual aid, and it's basically the same thing, but with Mavis, it's more organized, and there's a
Specific to the equipment that's needed.
Right.
What it does, just so you guys have a clue what this is all about, it doesn't deplete one agency. Before, what they were doing is depleting Howard. You bring all of Howard. Now Howard only sends some of their stuff, so it comes from farther away. But they take from everybody, so that if there's another call, you don't leave that agency sitting with nothing.
Right.
So there's, like I said, there's a lot of pre-planning that goes into this, and there's a lot of thought before this is done.
And utilities are going that route as well. There's a thing called Wisborne, which is primarily to water and sewer utilities, or the same kind of thing, if there's a big water main break or something somewhere, they can, municipalities that are part of Wiswarn can call in utility crews and equipment from other municipalities to come in and help them with their water main break and operating the water system. So it's just another aspect of that same maintenance, but it's just, it applies.
In fact, I think twice last in the winter, we went and helped Bondurant. We've had multiple water breaks at the same time.
You see a lot of smaller communities where, now some, like Green Bay, they actually, they're part of Wiswarn, but in terms of their own, like last year when they had several hundred water main breaks, they actually had contractors in the city that were on call as well, so that if all the water crews were out doing breaks, they could call somebody. Well, you get into smaller communities, and there aren't any contractors that are out there that aren't tied up with their communities that they're actually located in. So they start calling other communities that aren't having the breaks to come in.
In regards to the fire department too, it's in the future that it's going to be a paid agency. I just foresee that because of the volunteerism is just, individual just can't do it anymore like they used to. And I'm sure, Richie, you would agree to that. You were chief at one time. You were able to, well, there were more people available to do that. And now,
Well, see, when I was the people on it, we had a lot of people in the right in town.
yeah.
That took the trucks out of it. Now you got all the young available, good. But you don't have anybody going around the fire. You got a fire call, there's three guys that go around the fire call.
So,
So someone will come in and then just grab a truck and go.
I guess as the village board, I guess we should maybe even start planning that right now as to what our budget, because other townships are sharing a chief, where the chief is paid and he oversees a couple agencies, so.
No, Roger, got that wrong. Because 10 years ago, they could have had a whole bunch of volunteers that the present chief that they claim is chief didn't want them people on there. And they could all been working. They could have had abundance of personnel.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was during my downtime. I wasn't
But
any.
in the last 10 years. And the guys now said, no, eat it, you don't go on. They could have on that department. They could have 50, 60 guys on the list. Their kids would have been on there by now. Some of these guys. And now they don't even want to join nothing. That's what was wrong.
The lifestyle changed too, where you have husband and wife working now, and it's just, nobody can make a commitment like that anymore, so.
Okay, thank you. Parks Ad hoc Committee, Doug?
We talked a little bit about irrigation and drainage of the fields. Janelle had a lot of experience with the other communities she's worked in, and had some really great ideas that I think they'll be able to fundraise and take advantage of. There was a large discussion about the erosion we're having of the field mix that we purchased and put on the fields. Pat over at the Reds Diamond says we have to spend more time in the fall caring for the fields, getting the dirt where it needs to, filling back in the holes so you don't have this huge puddle that drains off and takes a lot of soil with it. So each of the groups said we will get together and we'll do a fall cleanup and spend a lot of time putting buckets upon buckets of dirt back to where it needs to be. And it's kind of nice, they're going to go ahead and take care of this. They were going to get together this past weekend for their spring cleanup, but the fields are still too wet, so that had gotten canceled. I'm sure it will be scheduled for the next couple weeks here. Yeah, that's all we had on that list.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next is the Joint Review Board of March 26, 2015. This was the second and final meeting of the Joint Review Board. Discussion was held on the proposed project plan for the tax incremental finance district number 4. The Joint Review Board unanimously approved and adopted the resolution of the Joint Review Board approving the Village of Pulaski resolution creating tax increment district, finance district number 4 for the Village of Pulaski. And next is Municipal Board of Canvassers, Karen.
The Municipal Board of Canvassers was held this morning, April 13th, 2015, at 8:30 a.m. I was present as village clerk. We also had Cheryl Dorn, the chief inspector of the elections, along with Lorraine Pasevich. This meeting was held to canvass the election returns from the spring election held on April 7th, 2015, and to process the late arriving absentee and provisional ballots. And Brown County portion of the Village of Pulaski had 11 pending absentee ballots as of 8 p.m. from election night. Friday, the deadline was when I went to the post office. We had 5 that were returned, 6 never came back. So those 5 absentees, we opened those this morning. There was tons of paperwork. It had to be taken back to Brown County, etc. On election night, the statistics, we had 701 ballots for Brown County, plus the 5 late absentees that we had this morning that we counted. So there were 706 votes total for Brown County. We had 24 votes from Shawano County on election night. So when you add the 706 and 24, it comes to 730 ballots we had total for the April 7th election. The races, village president, the grand total was 559 votes. The village trustees, the top vote getter was Robert Gajewski with 426. The second one was Chris Smith with 420. The third one was Roger Brichkuski, 393. And Gerald Wakevich had 287 total. Municipal judge, Robert Bentley, had a total of 562. The referendum questions, if you wanted to know, the state one, that was a total of 3, that was for the Chief Justice. 379 was yes and 278 no. Question number 2 referendum was the Northwest Technical College. That one was a total of yes 355 and the no's was 337. And question number 3, the Pulaski Community School District referendum, the yes was a total of 302 and the no was 419. So that's it. If anybody wants to come in and look at some of the tapes, you're welcome to look at that. And thank you for changing the board meeting from Monday, April 6th before the election to tonight. That was super. Thank you very much for doing that.
Who won the prize on the total guessers between your workers?
Lorraine Pasevich. Yeah. It was really close between her and, who was the other one that was really close? Mary Holowinski, I think. They were only like maybe 6 votes apart. Yeah.
Okay. Item number 10, to consider to approve and adopt ordinance 536-15, that would be the hotel zone ordinance.
I'll make that motion to approve and adopt.
I'll second that.
Roger, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 11, to consider and approve request for conditional use permit for David's Earth.
So moved.
Gerald?
Second.
Second by Richard. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Gerald
carried.
and Richard?
Auction over.
Yeah. Number 12, consider approval water vouchers for payment as presented.
So moved.
By Gerald.
Second.
Second by Bob Gajewski. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 13, consider approval sewer vouchers for payment as presented.
So moved.
Bob, Gieske, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Number 14, consider to approve quotes for water tower and reservoir inspections for 2015 for DNR. And Tom Rogers?
So moved.
We're gonna let him talk first.
Hope he doesn't change his mind.
Okay, brief explanation for this is that every fifth year we need to have our two reservoirs and our elevated tower inspected and a complete report done by somebody certified that can do this from an outside source. And the two quotes I have were from Lane Tank and also from Water Tower Clean and Coat. And they were very similar to 5 years ago. These same two submitted, others were asked, but they're the same two that submitted. There was a slight increase last time. Last time Lane Tank submitted $2,250. This time, 5 years later, it's $2,500. And they actually had to split in two. And Water Tower Clean and Coat guys have theirs itemized in three different numbers, which comes up to a total of $3,800. And previously, they had bid $3,500, so the increase hadn't gone up very much in 5 years. But Lane Tank, who has done work for us in the past for several years and did our interior painting, did come with a very more than fair price, because after speaking with some of the engineers at Robert E. Lee in the past about this and that, the $3,800 is not out of line. The $2,500 that Lane quoted us is a very fair price. And that includes not only the documentation and the pictures that get submitted to us digitally, but also to the DNR, the full report. And this is mandated every 5 years, and we have it set up to end up in a year with a 5 or a 0.
Good, go ahead. Motion.
This is the same one we did last time, right?
Yeah.
Same guys from Roger?
From Wilson.
Okay, motion by Roger.
Second.
Second by Gerald.
Well, one stipulation here.
Yeah,
You gotta change the address.
okay, 421.
Yeah.
All right.
I would, because billing purposes.
Right. That happens all the time.
I told him this afternoon.
I still get letters for Mitch Kukowski, so.
I mentioned the term should be changed.
Yeah.
Or is it?
So we got motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Number 15, consider approved payment request from Harvey Lane Associates, invoice 68995, the amount of $137. State Highway 32, final design and construction, administration, and construction observation. Invoice 68997, the amount of $6,000 for TIF number 4 project plan. And invoice 68998, the amount of $1,847.50, and that is for the CMOM preparation. That's the mandatory report, right, Tom?
Yes, for the sewer inspector. Pardon?
CMOM, what does that stand for?
Compliance,
Monetary.
maintenance, and operations management, I think.
Yeah.
And that's for the sewers with that?
Collection system.
And that TIF one, that's that 6,000 that we bid it on?
Right,
That's
yes.
the total
Yeah,
package?
that will eventually get charged back to the TIF district.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Doug.
Second.
Second by Bob, got Bob Gieske. Paul Walter is here, and he's,
Aching for questions.
yeah, he needs a question. And after this, you will be free to go, you won't have to stay till the bitter end. So we have a motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Number 16, consider to approve payment request, Robert E. Lee and Associates, invoice 68996, in the amount of $574.80. That's for the library soil contamination investigation and a FECA cleanup project at the library. Got a letter from the state that there are reviewing our request for reimbursements, and the reimbursement amounts would be around $21,000.
Now make that motion.
By Bob Van Lanner. Second by Bob Gieske, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 16A and 16B are, 16A is consider approved payment request, Wisconsin Department of Transportation invoice L36260, state project number 9190-13-71, Village of Pulaski, Green Bay Street, South Chase Road, construction, reconstruction, Urban Street, in the amount of $6,416.61.
All can highlight on this too. There was a memo I included in the packet that we got from Lino Doc. Here, let's get this in here.
It was for adjusting sanitary sewer manholes, and that was $3,352.87, and it would come out of the sanitary sewer fund and the colored concrete parking lanes cost street fund. That was part of the reserve set aside for design.
Enhancements.
Yeah, enhancement. And that amount is $3,063.74 for a total of $6,416.61. So we have a motion and second. Move. By Bob? Second by Bob.
Yeah.
Bob and Bob.
Bob and Bob, all in favor? Opposed, motion carried. 16B, this is, it just didn't get in time to be included on the agenda the way it normally would be. To consider approved payment request, Pulaski Tri-County Fire Department invoice 470 for the second quarter 2015 billing for April 1st, 2015 to June 30th, 2015.
Make a motion to approve?
By Doug, seconded by Bob. Gieske. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 17, consider improvement adopt resolution 1131-15, a resolution to accept contingency fund balances for the period ending 12/31 of 2014. These have all been blessed by the auditor. And we're designating these funds to be set aside. Contingency assessment will remain at $14,000. The playground equipment, because of the recent purchase, it went down from $42,000 to, there's now $20,162 left in that fund. The vehicle equipment park is set at $25,936. The shelter contingency fund is $39,297. The emergency equipment reserve is now $12,555. The DPW building repair fund is set at $19,365, and the Memorial Park blacktop is set at $10,000, and we set aside $1,500 for comprehensive plan, which next year is the year that we have to have that updated, because it's 10 years old. So we'll have to budget for that, but that $1,500 is set aside for it so far. Could I have a motion to approve those set aside funds? You make that motion by Bob Gieske. Second by Doug. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 17, I'm going to turn the floor over to Mark Hensel.
We're on 18 then, right?
Yeah, we're on 18.
Okay. just so everybody knows, and right up front, we had a problem with the squad. I approached everybody. 2007 has a transmission issue. It can't be driven right now. The cost was $2,600 for a quote to replace the transmission. I was informed to stop and go to the board with it. I spoke to everybody individually, and the consensus was to see what new vehicles would be versus considering to repair it. And I went out and I started searching for vehicles. I needed something that had a column in the center open so we could put our radio equipment in, which includes the MDC and all the things we need to operate it as a law enforcement vehicle. And there's nothing really out there. We looked at minivans, and it was not a consideration at the beginning, but as we started thinking about it, and I looked at what we use things for in the department, the fact that we take stuff to the crime lab quite commonly, larger items, we've had doors, we've had welders, we've had other things, and there's multiple things in the recent history here that we've had to transport. And I looked for something that would be more of a useful vehicle that we could send to training to do different things with it as far as admin, not just for normal use. And the minivan, it does fit that need, and it's one of the most inexpensive vehicles you can buy as far as off the lot. Now, I went out to SNL, and I received a couple different quotes. It's in your packet. I gave you, and there's a lot of information in the packet, but to make a long story short with it, they had a vehicle on the lot at SNL, and it was a Grand Caravan SE. It does not have tinted windows on it. It's a very baseline vehicle, and it was $18,820 is what they quoted it out. I had to do a comparison. I wanted to make sure I gave Pretzel World a chance to bid also, because I wanted to make sure everybody was within line of the bids. And their basic was an $18,307, but they didn't have stone gore with the first bid that they had, so I would reject that as the first vehicle out of it. Reed and I talked about it, and one of the big things is that you probably would want your windows tinted, especially if you have evidence that's inside of it and it's parked outside by the courthouse. You don't want to give a reason for anybody to get into something. And I looked at aftermarket tinting, and it ranges. And what's funny about it is it ranged from $544 from SNL to $300 at the maximum from Chrysler World. So there's a $244 range in price. And there's also room to move with some of the dealers on this. But at the end of the day, I guess what we're looking at is to make a decision whether we want to get a factory tint or whether you want to do an aftermarket tint. And the two vehicles that came in comparison were both very close in here. For the second one up is vehicle number 2, and there's a vehicle number 3 from Chrysler World. Very comparison in price-wise of $20,439 to $20,225. I'm okay with whatever one you want to go with, if this is your choice. And $1,700 was the trade-in value at SNL. It was $1,500 at Chrysler World.
I want to, it's the white van out there, and it does not have the tinting on the windows, and because of that, I'm reluctant to just have stuff in my car, because it just encourages somebody to break in and grab it. And so I feel very strongly that, especially if it's going to be a police-related vehicle, those windows should be tinted. It's very important.
Yeah, you have a lot of money invested. I guess the biggest, what we come down to is, it's a package. Everything is a package when you go to buy a vehicle. I mean, do we buy one that's basic? And I learned something here. There's something called privacy glass and tinted windows. When I looked at the original $18,000 quote, it said tinted windows on it. Well, when I asked them, how come it's tinted windows, you can see in it just like nothing. Well, that's not privacy glass. So there is the reason why it is what it is. So, either way, whatever we do, I still would probably, if you guys want to save it'd be, well, if you take the price of $544 off of the next package up, you're going to come out with like a $1,600 change in price. What you're going to get for that is just the next package up. So, I mean, it's really up to the board what they want to do with this situation. And, I'm just grateful for them even listening to me and moving forward with it as it is.
In addition to the tinted windows on the next package up, is there any other options?
There's power windows in the back, it's a package, Roger. I'm sure that there's some small things I didn't really get into the whole thing because, you're not gonna change it, is what I'm saying. You're gonna get the next package, whether you choose, I don't need the tinted windows, but I can't choose that as my...
Right, I understand that, I just thought if there would be some other, that
There's quite a
option.
few things that
Quite a
change,
few, yeah. It'd be upgraded, sure.
Yeah.
Mark came by me, talked about it, and I said, the only thing I wouldn't do something for, but I wouldn't go for a $3,000 repair on a $2,000 vehicle.
That's exactly my thoughts, exactly. That's
Up in words, they want to do with that.
I'll make the motion that Mark goes with, whatever package that is gonna suit our bill.
If you want to go with the factory tinting, it's going to be done, and you have a very tight margin on this, between Chrysler World and S&L, and that next package up, you are talking $20,025 from S&L, and $20,400 from Chrysler World, so, it's close margin, but S&L would have the bid on that.
Well, at Chrysler World, I bought my vehicle there, but, you can just go to S&L and get an oil change. Chrysler World, you have to have an appointment.
And it's close for us, we talked.
And it's a lot closer, yes.
No.
So,
We had a very informative meeting, like Bob said.
if we do a 3-year lease purchase,
I have the numbers all here for you on a 3-year lease. I broke it down into what it would be total in the amount. We took a 2.59 to 3.79 on a 3-year payment program, and it does come up between $20,000 and $21,216 at the end of your 3-year cycle for payment. It increases it because of the interest, obviously. That's what we understand.
we can spread that cost over 3 budgets.
But we got a better deal if you would've got 6 years, we talked about that, it would've been nice.
You would.
Because we talked about $3,000 there is nothing for a car payment,
Right.
but he wouldn't talk and I can't swing it.
I was hoping to get 0% for 5 years or something like that, but it doesn't apply to municipalities.
There's always those little asterisks,
So I was
which leaves
at their mercy.
more time you're ready.
Would this vehicle be bought off the lot, or would it be ordered?
They have it in stock at S&L.
Do you have it in stock?
You understand, we're not buying a police pursuit vehicle. We're buying a vehicle for the chief to drive and use for training.
Transportation.
It can be used for blocking roads, it still can be used for traffic stops, we're not gonna pursue anybody in it, that's what the whole difference is. It's not a pursuit rated, it's not gonna be set for rollover, you have all kinds of things that in pursuit rating that goes into
Equipment with a radio and light bar and siren?
everything, just as a vehicle.
Well, when I met with Mark, he had a good presentation, he was gonna do it,
It has to be set up in the event that I need it to block a road, if we have something that happens in town, it has to be set up for police work.
He's got transported, he said 5 guys to class, so he's got to get mileage, 5 guys jump in and go.
There'll be no mileage.
And the main thing is with the evidence today, you gotta have that, because if you tamper with it, somebody sees it, out. And his program is very well presented that, and it says driving a car that doesn't work.
Yeah, so it's your call what you want to do with it.
Does somebody want to make?
Richie made the motion, I'll second.
Richie made it second, and Bob?
I'll second it.
Gerald seconded, I guess. All right, we have a motion second to do a 3-year lease purchase on a Chrysler Grand Caravan.
And that's with the S&L, the second version up.
And after the 3 years, lease another one? Or?
Well, it's not a lease, it's a purchase, so it's spread out over a few years.
Okay. The only concern I have, and Mark, you and I discussed this a little bit, was how long of a duration do we keep this vehicle? What's the, well, we have to work on it.
So we're at 3 years on this one. But, the longer you keep a vehicle, the longer you're gonna put your maintenance costs up in it.
The more expense you'll have.
And the only contradiction I have to that is, we're investing money in installing equipment in it.
I'd say 5 years on this one, administrative-wise. You know, you'd be looking at like
You think 5 years
I think a
should be-
5 years realistic, if not more. It should have the high mileage on it that you have on the patrol vehicle out here. And it's also not running 24 hours a day, and then you don't have all the idle time when you're on a
That's
crash or
right.
any of the other stuff. So there's a lot of factors that are totally different about this than
Okay.
the other vehicle.
Okay, thank you, Mark. We have a motion and second, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 19, consider to modify and approve the real estate listing for the old village hall. I suggest that we set the price a little lower to $95,000 is the asking price. Lori thinks that will create more interest in the building because previously she's been listed at 120. And actually, the commercial appraisal said it was worth 125. But it's been on the market for a year now and had not as much interest as we had hoped. What does the board feel on this?
I think we should drop it that much.
You don't think so?
No.
For what duration do we have this listing with Lori?
Listing. July 15th, I thought I saw something.
Yeah, that one's on the other one. I think she has them for 6 months at a time.
Yeah, this would be for 6 months.
What's the percentage if we sell it? Can you say?
I think it's 6.
6%, so we're another 6%. So we're at 80,000.
Well, we were kind of hoping for 100 was the number that we...
Yeah,
That's what I thought it was about. Or better.
I say drop it down to 100 to start with.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay, we'll drop it down to 100.
And considering any other real estate,
If somebody comes in with an offer, we'd always think about it then.
Right. And, you know, she's come to me several times, I said, we're not lowering nothing, not without a written offer. So,
Had we talked about looking at another real estate agent or anything like
she's
that?
the only one in town
well,
that I'm aware of.
deal local is good.
Well, with your approval, we'll put it at 100. And another 6 months, hopefully we'll sell it.
Yeah.
with an old one.
Could it be advertised on our website?
Sure.
Could we, do that? And in the event it would sell because of our website, would that nullify her contract?
You're on that contract.
Once you're on that line,
Once you sign the number, she's got it.
She's getting her percentage.
And she's getting 6% from the buyer, so she's getting 12%. So I know we kind of bought a house that way.
Oh, okay. Bought a house, okay.
Well, I'm hoping for
try
more
my house.
exposure, that's what I'm
So,
Yeah.
could I, Bob, you made that a motion to drop it to 100? Second was, that's Bob Gayaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're gonna get you out here. Consider, 20, to consider approve the application for temporary Class B license to sell fermented malt beverages, Pulaski Reds Baseball, Memorial Park, May 1st, 2015 to October 1st, 2015. Pat McDermott, Reds games, youth tournaments, and Babe Ruth games.
Make a motion to approve.
By Richard.
Second.
Seconded by
Give it in.
Bob Gayaski.
No, give it
I
to
mean,
her.
Bob Van Lanen.
Oh, wait, I got a question on it.
Oh,
They got youth tournaments. I mean, all these, Girl Scout, not Girl Scout, but all these,
Youth organization.
youth organizations don't get that license, or they have to apply for that $10 license?
the problem is the PYO doesn't exist anymore. Right, Karen?
Yeah, but the girls softball and all them, when they have their tournaments, they come in for a special license.
Where they pay $10. This one is a $75 license for.
Yeah, but is this gonna include all these other
I
tournaments?
don't know, they have that name of the events, and I copied it right off of here. Pat McDermott had Reds games and youth tournaments and Babe Ruth games, May 1st, 2015 through October 1st.
No, that takes care of the whole park for
2015.
summer, but,
I don't know, I know last year it was a hard time getting applications out, because of the change of what happened with the baseball and PYO and so forth, but they did apply for their licenses then, because they were approved by the board.
oh yeah, they were approved, but then we're $10 license for each weekend.
Yep.
Now, this license gonna include all of that or not?
I don't think so, I think this is
I don't
separate.
think so either, because this is just for the Reds Park, right, where the other ones are more
With
Memorial
the-
Park,
Yeah, with the concession, the
Yeah.
big concession
where
stands.
they have the
Yeah, this is
tent.
for the Pulaski Reds Diamond,
Yeah.
But it says Memorial Park, so that covers the whole park.
yeah.
Just gotta put the,
Yeah, they have on
The Reds games,
Pulaski
huh?
Reds.
just put the Reds games down and cut it over.
There used to be Reds and the Legion team there.
Well, the Reds is the Northern League, so.
It makes no difference to me, I just want to know that when they come up for a license, they're gonna have to come up over the automatic got it.
Nope, they'll have to.
And then they have intent for Olson come and everybody come and,
See, and there's the only for a weekend, this they could sell anytime through the weekend.
but then they go from PYO to the Pulaski Girls Softball Association or something.
The Pulaski girls softball is the
That's a
only one
different
that's really mean static. The rest of them are just kind of like, you can't figure out who to talk to. Right, Doug?
Yeah, but it seems like it's Pulaski baseball and Pulaski softball. And you got your contact there.
You gotta make the difference there, because these people around the town are coming and telling us how to run our town over here, and I don't like that. They wanna be a part of Pulaski, buy a house here, pay the taxes. Don't bring your kids here and play ball and tell us how to run our functions. They don't pay nothing to that there. The taxpayers take the brunt of it. That's a sore spot.
They bring a lot of money into the community, and I really appreciate that.
We did get from what is currently the replacement for PYO, we did get a check this week for last year's fees.
Yeah, and then resident fees,
How much was it?
I
It's
don't
like
remember, I had that
14.
last
I think it was
month.
like 1,400 and
I think
something.
so, that sounds about right. And that was last year's.
So that was last year's money, we'll be getting a like amount again this year. So that mechanism is finally working the right way. The new treasurer didn't know who to make the check out to, was the problem.
Good excuse.
So as far as I know, the Pulaski Reds with this beer license is separate. Who is the contact? Last year it was like Carolyn Hayward, and then
No, she
was
pulled out of
somebody
that.
else, but they did fill out the applications, because they usually take like 6 applications, because then when they have all the tournaments and so forth, and then they fill them out. You're having a meeting, I'll give you the
Okay.
applications and you can hand them out.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. Now,
There was a motion on the floor by Richard Sachinsky and Bob Van Lannen, if you seconded or you had the
I think it was
question.
Gerald and Roger.
Makes no difference.
Is that what it was?
I don't know, yeah, Richard and Roger.
And Roger?
Because I pointed this way and Bob got blamed.
okay, I'm saying you had a question.
You gotta do the auctioneer thing.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're understanding this is for the Pulaski Reds, the Legion, basically.
Yeah.
Consider approve operator bartender license application ending 6/30 of 2016.
Well, 3 of them. There's 2 new and 1 renewal.
Okay,
This one would be for the Doug McDermott field with the Pulaski Reds.
okay. We have the Mark T. Burkle, He says he's completed the course at the Pulaski High School in 2008.
And he's a renewal too.
He's a renewal. This is new. Jonathan E. Jensen. For
The BP Trailside.
BP Trailside, and they did the beverage course 2013 online.
He's got it attached.
And he's got the certificate attached. And Joshua M. Nicolai, for the front wheel. And that's a new, and
He has to get
they have
some.
condition, he has to have the course.
And Chief Mark Hensel did not see these yet. I'll copy them.
And they all be subject to the chief's approval.
So moved.
By Doug, seconded by Gerald, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. 22, such other matters is authorized by law. Such other matters is authorized by law. Third time, such other matters is authorized by law. There being none, 23 is persons desiring to be heard. 20.
Make a motion to open the floor.
For Tony Eli. Second. By Richard. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Tony.
When are you gonna start new construction on streets?
This year, the only plan we have is to extend Mountain Bay Plaza right now. And the engineers haven't even started on that yet.
Nothing about Chicago Street yet?
We're trying to get a grant for Chicago Street. And that gets submitted August,
This fall wouldn't be till next year.
and that wouldn't be till next year. But that's one of the priority streets. Chicago and Green Bay are the worst of the, well, actually the worst in town is mine, but it's a dead-end street. It's hard to justify the taxpayer spending a lot of money on a dead-end street. But hopefully next year, Tony.
I hope so. It's getting pretty rough there now.
Yeah, I go through there just, then I go on mine.
I was on your street.
Okay.
Well, another thing is, you're buying a car from S&L Motors,
Yes, sir.
think twice about that one.
Okay.
I had some rough doings with them guys. Ask them if they got the mechanics down there, so they can fix cars.
Yeah, everything's computers today. If the computer can't tell them what to do, they don't know what to do. I get it. Thank you, Tony.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Motion to close the
Well,
floor.
I have a question, sorry. In regards to the room tax that's going to be collected from, well, the motel, what have you, how are those funds going to be distributed? I'm under the understanding that some of it has to be used to promote Pulaski or for advertising or what have you. Is that correct, or?
Those are generally set off in a pot and released for economic development purposes, correct?
Right.
As well as tourism?
Tourism promotion as part of economic development.
Okay.
And that is the entire amount of the room tax?
No.
Just a certain percentage?
And I apologize, I can't remember off the top of my head what that split is. I know in some municipalities, I do all the stuff up in Door County, and there it's 66% goes to the tourism promotion component of it, and 30% goes to the municipality, and 6% is, or 4%, excuse me, is used for administration of the tax, the collection, and the paperwork and that kind of stuff. But I can't remember what it is here. But there's some split.
They've been trying for years through the legislature to say that all of those funds have to go to tourism. And
That won't happen.
that,
The hotel people don't want that.
right, because then there's really no way to track the success.
Okay. Well, my thoughts on this was that, and I wasn't sure about this, but, we talked about banners for Christmas time and what have you, and if you could get banners for polka days or something to dress up the town a little bit, but I didn't know how the funds are distributed, and I just thought that was maybe an option we could consider down the road, so.
It's pretty broad-based as to how you define tourism. I mean, you could probably even use it for website costs, all that kind of stuff. It's really broad-based as to how they define tourism promotion.
Okay, so that will be determined later on?
Yeah. We haven't collected the nickel yet, so.
Okay. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I have something
Yes.
from this economic development deal. I don't think they're going to do the job for us. Because I outlined number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And it's going nowhere. Number 18, Sarah's Dance Studio. It's been almost a year already since she wanted to build a studio over here, and evidently nothing's happening.
Well,
These guys are supposed to be professionals.
There's a lot that's been happening. They want to start building like a year ago, but they can't get the utilities. The property's landlocked, and they're trying to negotiate with their neighbors to get an easement to get in for access to it, and also an easement for utilities. And, again, it's a private matter, the village isn't involved with that, but the property's landlocked, and they're having troubles with their neighbors getting the easements. That's why they haven't built, because they can't get utilities to the property.
Well, one time we were involved, because the bank wanted to dump it on us.
Right.
And we didn't want it.
Right. And-
So, I don't know what's gonna happen here, because I feel sorry for that poor girl.
she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, but it's costing her a lot of money.
She's got an attorney, and she's been trying to negotiate with the neighbors on a couple of different sides to get access to the property to bring the utilities in, and so far, she hasn't been successful. Now, we're not involved in those negotiations, but, she contacts here once in a while with questions about things, but the property does not have utilities. There's no utilities on that property, and the nearest location would be to bring them in off of Carts Drive, but with the boundary line issues and stuff, and the location of, I think there's isn't there a building or like a little hut or a shed or something on part of the property that's a problem, and so she's been struggling. She's certainly trying, but she just hasn't been able to get anything worked out with her neighbors to get an easement. And we can't get involved in that because it's all private property.
There are statutory avenues that her lawyer could suggest she take. But again, we can't get in the middle.
Yeah, the water mains and the sewer mains are all there, but she's got to find a way to get them from the street to her property. And she hasn't been able to do it yet, at least in a format that's acceptable to her financially. So but there has been a lot of activity on it over the last probably 6 months. And I've heard.
But wouldn't it be the same as the hotel, where we're gonna put stuff in for them, what would be the difference?
Well, they're paying for it.
Yeah, they're paying for it.
So we're subsidizing $600,000.
We're subsidizing
See?
part of it, but
And this redevelopment guy, he keeps putting down this stuff, like number 13, business prospects from last year. I don't see anybody coming to town. That guy that was next to Doug, he moved out. The equipment guy, he's been there a month. Number 14, possible gymnastics. What do we care about it? If somebody wants to put it in there, find it handy. He wants us to go find a building that looks in there. And on the development, the downtown, ask anybody to talk to. There's nothing gonna happen down there. That's a lost cause. And the question about the library. He was supposed to be doing his job about the library since January of 15. Now he's waiting until April. I mean, we just paid him $2,100. I don't understand that. Or here, Townsend Insurance, where she's right now, that belongs to Jack Van Ryn, that building. So what's she doing? Telling Jack Van Ryn's gonna put in a storefront on?
well, she's paying for it.
On this building.
Yeah, well,
Well, usually if Jack wants it done that way. No. I don't think Jack wants anything done. The way it sounds, doing one off the old building that she moved out of. And then we got the guys from the high school with this athletic complex. I mean, you had a meeting, Parks Department meeting, we didn't get none on it. I didn't get no paper. What was going on? Is that a secret?
It's right there.
Where? There's nothing about the parks here.
The Parks Use Committee?
There's no, I didn't get no information on it.
Are you talking about the athletic complex?
No, the parks committee we had.
That was in there.
They just handed it up. They just finished them about.
I didn't have one. I didn't get one.
That was the planning and zoning, I don't know if she's got the parks.
That's when Bob wasn't invited to last
They
time.
didn't have those.
She didn't have the part.
Yeah, she hasn't completed the minutes yet.
And then they jump over, you're talking about the school, about football, tennis. We should have no concern with the school. If the school wants to build up the school, tax it, pay us. I mean, it's not, it's Pulaski community, a taxpayer's base, not the school. It's a community school, it's the whole area, 20 square miles.
Right.
This is all a private fundraising initiative,
Yeah.
and the more people hear about it, the more opportunity.
We can't get $100,000 to finish the bathrooms at the Polka Day grounds. How are we gonna get 3.2 million?
That's right.
Come on.
Just
You can't get, you know,
Jerry, just move away, give up. We should just close the downtown and move away.
well, I think that's your building there. How come you don't say up above this, where the window is, you got a piece of rag across the window? I get more comments when people come to Pulaski, who's up there living? Above? You look at that once with us tomorrow morning. He's got a piece of, looks like a bed sheet across the window.
Yeah.
Right downtown, right in your area, right above your building. When you're concerned about somebody else, their property, come on. Laugh while you wanna laugh. It's there.
Pack our bags and move away, Jerry. This is a lost cause.
Yeah, can I have a motion to close the floor, please?
So moved.
I'm done. Second by Bob Caskey. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Number 24, department reports, Public Works.
The only thing I'd like the board to know is that Reed signed a paper requesting that DOT can reconsider Highway 32 from the roundabout to Green Bay Street to try to urbanize that. They're gonna be doing that in 2021, but Reed, the village got a letter put together and Reed signed it and sent it in, so hopefully we can urbanize it where they put curb and gutter and then maybe a sidewalk on one side. Just so the board knows that's what's happening. We requested it from the DOT.
It's getting to be quite a maintenance issue, quite honestly, because nothing drains properly.
The ditch is filled in, the culvert on Glenbrook Drive is the same elevation that it is at Cedar Street. That's why you have so much flooding on 3rd Avenue, and we'd like them to address that, and if they urbanize it, hopefully that would correct some of the problem. But I just want to let the board know, that's all I had for now.
And if we're successful, we'd only have to pay 10 cents on the dollar towards the project.
That's all I have.
I have something else to ask you later.
All right, Joe.
Can I ask you now? Sure. With the county factor going down, is there any possibility that the state could give us something to help us? It's like a disaster for us.
Right.
Is there anything available? I was asked this question, I got an answer.
WEDC and the Department of Administration are the ones that take the lead on that. We've got the ball rolling, but they're going to respond with assistance, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be cash.
Never is.
Never is.
I was just wondering.
We also are working with, already working with a firm out of Minneapolis that all they do is work in communities like us that lost a major employer, and they specialize in food processing and food related, and his name happens to be Lubinsky. He's already been here twice, and he's working on marketing that nationwide as a location that's readily available. The buildings are in very good shape. They've been well maintained, and so, I mean, the quicker we react positively, the best chance we got. So,
Could you restate this, Reed, out of Minnesota, this person, he's marketing the building to other food processing plants?
apparently, Del Monte has agreed to work with him.
Okay.
I haven't got that directly from Del Monte, I got it from him in the form of an email. And the company is CBRE. I've seen their signs all over the country, so. But he's headquartered out in Minneapolis, and the specialty is food processing and finding sites to locate, so.
Because people asking me, that's, if there's something out there.
We've got interest, and we've got somebody that knows what they're doing, that's all they do, so. You can tell people that we're working with a company out in Minneapolis, so. Public Works,
That was it.
that's it. Sewer and Water, Tommy?
I have nothing further tonight.
Okay. Police Department, Mark?
I think it's enough tonight.
Karen?
I don't have anything into the election, kept us really busy.
Jody?
I don't have anything.
Communications, Planning and Zoning Commission meeting Wednesday, April 15th has been canceled. The Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee is set for Monday, April 20th, 2015 at noon at Premier Community Bank. The organizational board meeting is by statute, I'm going to be the 21st of April. I'm going to ask that you agree to a 5 o'clock start time, because I'm going to leave for Branson the next morning, so I'm head to Wausau right after the meeting.
Make it 8 o'clock then.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have to, whatever you guys say, I have to.
I would just start 5.
5 is fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
What time is it, 5?
The open book, the 2015 assessment rolls with Mike Diener will be Thursday, May 7th, from 10:30 a.m. till,
He said it would take him like 2 hours, and we have, initial court appearances at 5, we have pre-trials at 3, and he said he would be well out of here so he doesn't get yelled at. But this would be Mike Diener. Board members do not have to come in. You can come in and visit him, and,
I usually brings long.
yeah.
So it's not a mandatory?
No.
No, it is for the next one.
The next one, the board review is going to be set for Tuesday, May 26th, 2015 at 4 p.m. And by law, we have to be in session for 2 hours.
You'll need to renew your,
Yeah, and I've got to go for that, the most boring class you could ever imagine again. If you really want to go with me, you're welcome. Like a lot to take that. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. 6:33. Seconded by Doug, all in favor? Aye. Of course, we are adjourned, thank you all.